What's up, YouTube? This is Boston Chris. Welcome to my channel, Boston Chris Comics. Got some new books to show off to you guys today. I'm going to be making another video within another day or so, because I have some books that I picked up at a pretty decent sale that I wanted to go ahead and show off. I didn't want to do it all together because it would make the video way too long. But I'm going to start off with just some new books that I picked up. So, the first one we have is the True Believers edition of Amazing Spider-Man 300. This is an awesome book, definitely one that's fun to read, fun to say that you have. I've never been able to own Amazing Spider-Man 300. I just don't have it. It came out when I was little and was basically been popular since the first day. So, you know, I have 2 copies of it, just to have. And I do like these True Believers for that reason, that they do reprint the stories and everything like that. It's pretty cool to be able to just say, hey, listen, I got the story. Might not be the actual book. I might not be able to say that I can own an Amazing Spider-Man 300, but I have the story here now, so that makes me happy. This, I think, is basically the second reprint that they've ever done, because I know a few years back they did a chromium cover of Amazing Spider-Man 300, basically all the anniversary issues. So it's like Amazing Spider-Man 300, Spider-Man #1, and there's one other one that's escaping me right now. But they basically had those chromium ones, with the nice shiny cover and all that. But yeah, crazy enough, for True Believers, I don't know if there's been any other ones that have gotten a second print, but that's gonna get a second print. So I mean, I would assume just because, the book is popular, no matter what, Amazing Spider-Man 300 is always going to be popular no matter how they release it. So, if you missed out the first time, there will be a second print for you. So, there probably should be some still at shops too. It's $1. So, you can't go wrong with $1. Next up, we have I Hate Fairyland. This is issue number 17. Pretty cool cover here. I don't know if this is supposed to be Gert or not, but, you got basically a skeleton rising out of cauldron here. And then I also went ahead and I picked up the Virgin variant, which is pretty cool. I was debating it, but it's just just a wraparound cover, Virgin variant. So pretty cool. She's chopping up the Easter Bunny, which is definitely her style. I know for some people, oh my god, really? Yeah. It's a violent comic, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's a funny one. It's a really funny comic, and if you like Scotty Young, it's a great book. So I recommend it. Next we have Amazing Spider-Man 797. Everybody knows that these are heating up, or these are hot books right now because of the fact that the Red Goblin's coming, and everybody's kind of gearing up for that and wanting to see this Red Goblin character. I've been collecting the run since they relaunched it after the Secret Wars. So just kind of, continuing on with it and having some fun. I love the Alex Ross covers. That's initially what got me into, picking them all up. But just been a really good story, a really good run. Next we have Batman. This is number 42. Sorry for the glare, it's a little bright down here, but so yeah, issue number 42 here. Doing a story arc with Poison Ivy. Next we have Green Lanterns. This is issue number 42 as well. Let's see. What's funny about this? I look at this, basically the crucified on the symbol here. It looks kind of like the Undertaker symbol. It reminds me of Stone Cold when you got crucified on the Undertaker symbol way back in the day when I used to watch wrestling all the time. Jesus. What's funny about that? So I looked at, I'm just saying that, when I was talking about watching that wrestling and everything, that's almost, that is actually, right? That's, let's see, 99. It's almost 20 years ago. That's crazy. But anyway, never mind. Next up, we got Batman White Knight issue number 6. This has been a great series, and I actually really like this cover. You have, Victor Freeze, or Mr. Freeze, and his wife, on the cover. So, that's always been a really cool story. They did a really, really great job with it. in on the animated series with Victor Fries and his wife, and just the whole dynamic between him basically turning to crime to save his wife, because the basically like criminals came and doused him with the chemicals and basically tried to kill him, and so he found a way to try to save his wife by putting her in the cryogenesis and everything like that. But Mr. Freeze, he's a cool character. I think he's a good guy. I think that not a good guy, but I think he's a good villain. Just because he walks the line a little bit. I mean, he's pretty evil, but he also can be turned. Or he's kind of like Darth Vader, where he's very evil, but there's still enough good in him for him to see the light and kind of understand when he's gone a little too far. But anyway, it's just those flawed villains are good people. Next we got Spider King. This is issue number 1. I don't think I'm gonna end up collecting this. I picked it up because it was a Scotty Young cover, which is something that I mean, I love Scotty Young art and stuff like that, but it's just not the greatest of ideas for your wallet to be like, oh, let me just pick up all these covers. So I don't know, something I gotta rein in on my own. But I read the book, and the story seems pretty cool, but the art is so, and I'll show you. The art is very, very, very simple, if I'm going to say that. But, simple, not in a good way, though. So, there you go. I don't know if you can see the faces all that well, but, I mean, for me, personally, I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, alright, yeah, there's a good one. It looks like a little kid drew it. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. Sometimes that style can work, but it has to be really, really done well. And for me, it's just not done well enough. So, next you have Darth Vader number 13. Again, great series from Marvel. They're doing awesome things with Darth Vader, and just happy to see where they're going with the character. I said before, it's kind of funny because his story has already been told. So this seems like it's taking place in between Rogue One and or actually I should say Revenge of the Sith type, and A New Hope, which is pretty cool. Just any extra story you can get on Darth Vader that makes him look like a badass is I'm in for that, because I think that Vader is, even though we had the whole story arc with him throughout basically the first 6 episodes of Star Wars, there's still a lot that was left out, just because a movie can only tell you so much. Next we have Marvel 2-in-1. This is issue number 4. This is the Fate of the Four. Basically trying to get the Fantastic Four back in the Marvel Universe, or at least that's the way they're gonna hopefully introduce them back. So fun reads, definitely cool, worth picking up. If you're not into buying them in single issues or whatever, just get them in trade. Next we have Old Man Logan. This is issue number 36. New story arc, Moving Target. Looks like he's taking on Bullseye in this one. You can see the cards and then the little target symbol. So pretty cool. And then follow that up, we have Flash issue number 42. So pretty cool cover. I like this one. It's a David Finch cover, so can't go wrong with that. There's one coming up for 46. It's a Matina cover. It looks awesome. It looks like it has the Reverse Flash on there, or I always call him Professor Zoom. I always like that name better than Reverse Flash, but has Reverse Flash on there, so looks pretty cool. Next we have Moon Girl issue number 28. This is the first appearance of Omnipotentus, if I said that name right. This one I've seen a lot of people trying to find, and one that's kind of it's crept up a little bit on eBay. I was able to get it for a cover price at my local shop, which is awesome. But definitely one that I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Moon Girl series, but when I had heard that it was a hot book, I was like, I'll pick it up, see what happens. So may stay with me, may not. I highly doubt it. I'm probably gonna go ahead and move that just because, like I said before, I don't really have much interest in Moon Girl, but we'll see. Next we have the third print of Thanos number 13. So I have the only Thanos 13 that I have is the 1 in 25 Albuquerque variant. So this one I wanted to get because I actually wanted to read it and not really just I actually wanted to have one just so I could read the story and because it's so popular and everybody wants it, it's hard to find the first print. So I just figured I'd just go with this one and just let it be. Next we have, this is Thor number 705, nice Germ variant right here. Really pretty cover. I haven't read this at all yet, so I'm looking forward to actually reading it. Looks pretty good. And Germ covers one of the covers that people love all the time. So it's just like for me, I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm in. I want to see what it's all about. Next we have Ice Cream Man number 3. I haven't had a chance to read this yet, and I'm looking forward to it just because the fact is that this book is actually pretty crazy. The last story was actually it was a pretty dark story. The first one, I mean, it's a dark story. It's a weird, crazy tale, but it reminds me a little bit of the Twilight Zone because I haven't yet seen a crossover with the characters that the Ice Cream Man interacts with. It just seems like he's interacting with random people. So it's just like I said, that's why it gives me a Twilight Zone type feel where it's like, every story is kind of its own little one shot, which I think is pretty cool. You don't get that much in comics right now. Like it's basically you have ongoing stories, but you don't really have anything that's kind of like one shots. So that's what makes it unique. That's why I keep picking it up. Next, we have Batman issue number 43. This is the variant cover. I like this one better than the regular, so that's why I picked it up. That's kind of cool. So they're basically making a on the back of this, I kind of saw an ad. So there's the Batman Sub-Zero. So Batman and Mr. Freeze. I think this is the movie that came out in theaters. The second release movie from the animated series. Pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Mask of the Phantasm. I love that movie, and I love the Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. I've never actually seen the Mr. Freeze one, so definitely one I should probably check out when it comes out. Next we have, and this is a really, really pretty cover, Green Lantern number 43. This is done by, what is it? Oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of the name. Brand Q. Hold on. I should know too, because I picked these. I picked these up enough that I should know who the variant covers by. But I mean, sometimes it escapes me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just go by the look of it. I don't really worry about who drew it or who didn't. If I like it, I just pick it up. So, but this is a really nice cover. Nice, just straight character cover. The other one wasn't as good, so that's why I didn't pick it up. And next we have Usagi Yojimbo, 1 of 7. This is called The Hidden. Pretty cool story. I actually read this on my way home after picking these up. There's basically a bunch of Ronin, moving around, and it seems like there's like a war starting within the book, and it's kind of crazy just to see it start to play out. It's funny too because Usagi Yojimbo was hardly even in the book. It's mostly just the lead up of these other characters that are basically under fire because they have some information that this group of rogues is trying to get, and what happens within there is just that they're being chased down by these other guys, and in order to cover their tracks, they kill the two guys that had the that had the stuff that they were looking for, and then turns out some just random street beggar picks it up and runs away with it. But they went ahead and stripped these guys down and made them seem like they were just basically Ronin, but they're not. So they have a master somewhere, but we're not quite sure who it is. But it's a pretty cool story, and I like Usagi Yojimbo. I like Stan Sakai. He does really good work, and it's been a great great long story that he's had with Usagi. He's been telling that since the 80s, and it's just it's really good. I think it's underappreciated. I think a lot of people, there's so much story. If you can, now I think it's too much to pick up in actual individual issues. You can pick up some of it, but I would go for the big omnibuses if you can, just because, like I said, it's a big, long story. You have from when it was on Fantagraphics, then you have when it went over to Dark Horse, and it's been on Dark Horse for years, so, but a new story, so I think I'll pick it up and check it out. And then, finally, we have Thanos, issue number 17. I was going to get this just because it reminds me of the Jim Steranko cover, the Hulk, was it the Incredible Hulk King Size Annual number 1, or King Size Special. Looks awesome, and definitely looking forward to reading this. Been an awesome story, and it's kind of funny just because usually villain books don't get long runs like this, but this is 17 issues long, and I think it's going to keep going just because of how popular it is. So definitely looking forward to that. But that's been everything, guys. So that's everything I have for new books. Like I said, I'm going to shoot another video showing off some of the books I got from the sale that I picked up, and just a bunch of stuff going on with that. Pretty cool books I picked up, and actually I ended up getting one of my top 10 books as well. I'm not going to unbox it on this video just because this one's gone long enough, because I like to talk. But I just want to thank everybody for watching. Please check out my other videos when they come up, and everybody, I hope you have yourself a great day, great weekend, and hopefully a great start to your week. So, signing off right now. This is Boston Chris, aka Buckshot33, if you remember me from back before. But again, thank you for watching. Everybody have a great night. I'm out.